Welcome back. Now we are going to shed more light on the achievements of the tourism sector in the year 2022. And to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Mr. Sameh Saad, tourism expert. Good afternoon,
Hello, good
sir.
afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Well, Mr. Saad, now Egypt is recovering or receiving back the green coffin after diplomatic efforts. So how do you see the importance of this and the historical importance of the green coffin?
This first of all, this is a very good achievement for the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs because it was displayed in a museum, and so it was officially displayed as a coffin, and then it's taken back. So I'm sure this is a very good achievement. The thing is, this coffin it's huge by its size, bigger than the other coffins, the normal ones. And it shows the era of the last period of the pharaohs. And definitely, if it was displayed in America and it will be said this in public, definitely this will give the need to come back to Egypt and see it. And now it will be deposited in the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir for restoration, and then it will be placed in the new Egyptian Museum.
Yes, the Grand Egyptian Museum, you mean?
Yes. Sure.
Yes. So it is going to add to the pieces and the monuments that are put in the Grand Egyptian Museum. The importance of taking back or receiving back some of the monuments and the antiquities that have been smuggled from Egypt to be put back in the Grand Egyptian Museum, the importance of this and the timing of this under, of course, the diplomatic efforts by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah, definitely. This is taking a big media coverage abroad, in America at least.
Yes.
And this all are news for Egypt. You know, we always like to have positive news for Egypt, direct and indirectly, because then when the name goes around all the time, this is the best publicity for us.
Yes. So, Mr. Saad, there was great achievements during the year 2022. As we started 2023, we would like to make some evaluation of the discoveries that took place during the year 2022, and also the efforts that were exerted by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities by launching initiatives and launching campaigns in order to boost tourism in Egypt. And let's start with the discoveries that the year have witnessed. If we could start, for example, by the area of or the district of Saqqara. Actually, Saqqara was not only this year attracting the eyes of the whole world by the discoveries of coffins, but several years ago there were a series of discoveries in the area of Saqqara. Give us your insight concerning this.
Exactly. You see, Saqqara, it used to be, once upon a time, I'm not talking about a very long time ago, or like 5 or 6 years ago, it was desert, and it was having some tombs and the pyramid by itself. And you don't feel anything. But lately, in the last 2 or 3 years, they opened under the pyramid of Saqqara. You know, there is a room, there is a tunnel, which nobody imagined. Everybody saw that this pyramid is a pile of stones on the ground, but actually, no, it has a tunnel and it has a chamber. So give another dimension to this Saqqara, give better viewing as a visit. It takes longer time. Plus all the latest discoveries we heard about, I think all this news has gave a result at the end that the tourism this year, especially culture tourism, is taking big space. The traffic is very good. Most of the hotels in the Nile cruises and Luxor and Aswan are fully booked because of high demand of tourism compared to other years. But definitely the year 22 is much better than many other years before. Unfortunately, the war of Ukraine and Russia has slowed down some movement, but the most affected area was the beaches, the resorts. The culture tourism is doing fine, very good.
Yes. So also concerning, we are still in the point of discoveries of antiquities and monuments during the year 2022. We had last January 2022 the remains of a building that was used as headquarters in the for the chief of the mining missions in Sinai. Also, we had in Sinai the temple, the discovery of the temple of the Zeus Cassius in northern Sinai. Also in Luxor, we had the discovery of a number of huge blocks of stones for two statues taking the shape of the Sphinx in Luxor. That was the discovery in Luxor. And the discovery was under the German and joint German and Egyptian mission in the West Bank in Luxor.
True.
Yes.
We have around 53, 57 archaeological missions in Egypt.
Yes.
Comes from different nationalities. The highest number of the missions is the French, and then comes the German right after the French. The thing is, they are working in the desert in very tough weather conditions and very rough living conditions since many years to find more antiquities, more monuments, and to shed, really, to highlight many things happened in our histories. We didn't yet find it all. So this is a very positive thing, and it is completely sponsored by abroad. I mean, Egypt doesn't spend any money in this. All those missions are sponsored by the universities, by private sector, by others, and I think all this gives always positive chance for us by increasing the number, which leads to increase the number of tourism coming to Egypt.
Yes, so Mr. Saad, usually the winter season is the high season in Egypt for tourism. So could you tell us about the program that is put under the supervision of the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities for the winter season for tourism?
The ETA, the Egyptian Tourism Authority, which is part of the Ministry of Tourism, has really started a media campaign called Follow the Sun, which has an effect of increasing the movement of tourism. And they are doing a lot of social media campaign. They are spending a lot of money, and the social media campaign goes in all other countries. Yes. So this is helping. But the main thing is that Ministry of Tourism now is concentrating on taking care of the quality of hotels and touristic sites. So they have a regular inspection in hotels to make sure that they follow the rules and regulations, the hygiene, all this kind of important things, which at the end guarantee the quality for tourists about Egypt and eliminate all the negative experience sometimes which the tourists have. So I think the Ministry of Tourism is doing a good effort without affecting the movement, and this maintain the quality as well.
Yes. So also, Mr. Saad, the initiatives that were launched by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities during the year 2022 in order to boost tourism in Egypt, several initiatives were launched and campaigns, like the initiative of trying to attract, for example, the fans that were participating in the World Cup, FIFA World Cup that was held in Qatar, by providing facilities to all the people having or holding the higher cards, for example.
Yeah. Also, this was really a plus.
Yes.
Because, again, this is make more propaganda. Maybe you don't get this much of traffic from the people attending the World Cup, because partly it was organized already before with some travel agencies.
Yes.
That especially with the South Americans, you know, a long time ago, travel agencies organized that their groups of Latin America would come and spend a time, a program, either before the World Cup. So they finished from Egypt and then they go to Qatar to continue the World Cup. And this has happened. I have some friends in the travel business. They receive some business from this. But offering this as the hire card with all the facilities, definitely it gives just a positive idea. Gives all of this gives a good marketing tools to promote the country.
Yes, also, Mr. Saad, the Grand Egyptian Museum is about to be inaugurated, and the efforts exerted by the state in order also to make quick or hurry in the finishing of the museum, the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is Egypt's gift to the world, and also developing the whole area around the museum, the streets, the buildings, everything.
Yeah, as we all read that we have done already, Ministry of Tourism has achieved 99.5% from what's needed to manage run the museum and make it receiving the people who are interested in the museum. So we are almost there. And now they started already making some events outside the museum, especially like international events. And the whole world is waiting for it. I mean, we have been talking about the museum since a long time. And every time we travel abroad, the question which we are always questions, and people come and ask, "You're Egyptian, yes, when the museum will open?"
Yes.
So I think it has enough international coverage now. People are waiting for it to start.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Mr. Sameh Saad, the tourism expert. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, the Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, Ahmed Isa, said that a new tourism strategy will be launched during the first quarter of the year 2023, encouraging all types of tourism and including beach tourism as well as cultural, family and adventure tourism, among others. The details in the following report.